Okay, hello, Chong the dog. I got my hair up today, and here's Chong. He's taking a nap. He's actually just chilling. It's very cold outside where I live. Very cold. And I want to start out when I was getting my downloads today. I like to, everything comes out in poetry and artwork. So I'm going to start today with the poem. And this is about, I guess if this reading resonates, I got this witch green witch's oracle deck. I don't know what called to me. I got it on Amazon, but I figured I'd try it out today with this reading. It seemed like a very kind of emotional time in the collective, a very emotional time, and I guess the suggestion I give to you guys is guard your energy. I don't know, in this season, it's I don't know. It's just the energy is very toxic. Toxic energy is going on in this season. Just guard your energy and try to, I don't know, just stay away from things that you feel is bad. But so I got my download for this, and it could be for, I think it's for multiple people, honestly, because it's a not a happy reading, but lately there hasn't been a lot of happy energy, so just keep that in mind also. If it's not happy energy, I mean, what are you going to do? But here's the poem that I came with while I was getting my downloads. Lost in a path of external destruction, a lost soul devours the energy around them. Taking a walk to the wilderness, a resting period, clarity will come. The wolves sense the shift and circle in protection. And it's good because wolves are, we all know they're predators. You guys are smart, but if they're trying to protect you, that means it's pretty serious energy. And then, oh, my back itches. Hang on. Okay. All right. Touching a tree returns and gives hope and purpose. Seek solitude and self, and will bring purpose to the soul. Give love to the true family that still stands to endure the storm. Seek self love and believe that truth in your life journey will protect truth. If you're walking in truth this season, there's a lot of bad people around that are not walking in truth or chose not to, and they're going to try to take you down in that truth. But I got this. I just felt compelled to draw this. I don't know what kind of animal this is. It just came in my head with the poem. So I don't know if any of that poem or this painting, or I could like to call them paintings. I sketched out and used pastels. I don't know. I enjoy pastels. They're my favorite. It's my fave. But anyways, if this drawing resonates with you, I mean, it's a I don't know what kind of creature this is. I want to say this is a third eye here with some kind of ancient symbol. I mean, I'd have to go look it up, but that's what was in my mind's eye because I was so tired yesterday. I tell you, I was exhausted. Slept about 5 hours. I was gonna pre-tape one for today, yesterday's, but I got so tired. I passed out. I did a lot of videos yesterday, so this is what came to me in my dream yesterday. And I wanted to get this message out to you guys. I do, because my ancestors said it's important. And my ancestors, they're my ancestors. If it's important, I guess it's important. So, are these my animal cards? No. I put cards down here for just to get an energy field, to see what kind of matches up when I get my other main spread. And I'm a I'm a writer also. That's why I write my own stuff. I write poetry, and when I get my little extra money that I have coming to me, I'm going to have my book published, and I'm going to do it by myself. I don't believe in asking anybody to give up all their money to help out, because the universe provides good actions. I don't do anything that's terrible, so I'm not really worried about things, I guess. I just sit here, mind my own business, and me and my dog hang out, and it's been cold out, so I just been doing a lot of. I've been playing around with my new editing program, and it is so amazing. Oh my god, is it amazing? I get such clear images. And YouTube, I love you for letting me have this program. Because what's in my mind's eye, I can just generate the image and I don't have to pay. And that's a big thing when you're an editor. You're constantly paying for certain kinds of AI stuff if you want to, do a really cool video. And it's free. I don't know if it's for everyone or just because, I'm on the creating end of YouTube, but if you are an editor of sorts, keep going. Keep it going, because I don't go on Facebook anymore. I was having issues with being hacked on Facebook. I will tell you that. There was people getting on my accounts, and then I was getting close to getting paid on Facebook, and then they always found a way to not pay me. So I just started coming here, I guess, because it's a more secure place to be. So that's why I'm here. So this is a very detailed reading, very detailed. Oh my god, it's a very detailed. This is probably going to be an hour video. There's like so many lost souls going on, and I mean a lot of lost souls. So that I'm going to put there. I'd like to put these down so I'm not sitting there shuffling and shuffling and shuffling. So if I need extra cards, they're just here with the energy that resonated with me. So, and I have my own little methods of how I interpret my cards, which I give a shout out to all the tarot card readers out there, all of them. You guys are amazing. You really are. Each and every one of you guys. You guys are special. You're my tribe, and I am so glad to be in such a happy tribe. I really am, because it's humbling to be on a platform that you can express your creativity and it's not, I don't know, shunned upon. And then you don't have all kinds of people trying to hack you. It's very secure. And I just feel safe over here. So I like to stay in my safe zone. My safe zone is YouTube. That's my safe zone. That's my happy zone. And I stick to it. So we're going to get this here. I'm going to put them down because I'm going to flip these up. Because sometimes I get confused when the story comes to my head. And I mean, I do have one dark secret. I like to play cards. I like to play Rummy. Rummy's my favorite. 500. I like to play 500 Rummy. Me and my mom, when she was alive, but she's here with me now, but she's just not here. She's here in spirit form. I just see. I see dead people. So it is what it is. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm a medium. But when we were alive, my mom was alive, I played a lot of cards. And I helped my dad gamble in football pools before laws got very strict against gambling. I even helped my dad because I used to go over numbers and stuff. I even helped us get a car once because I was dead on accurate, and my dad got like $1,000. So we ended up getting a car because of these kind of abilities. But it's, I was a kid, and my dad said, "What do you think that? Who you think's gonna win with the Browns and all that?" So I said, "Okay." And then my dad's like, "Are you sure that's gonna happen in the football game?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am, Dad. I don't know why. I just am." So my dad always believed me, and we won. We definitely won. So it was. I don't know. I grew up in different times, though. Gambling is highly illegal now. So just keep that in mind, folks. I was born in a different time. But I guess maybe I just never thought about Tara, and my mom sometimes dabbled into stuff like that, but I just was young and into school. But I was always intuitive who was going to win the football game. So I think I can help you guys out with all the circumstances going on in your life with my ancestors' help. I think I can. I do try. All right, these cards are just here. These formulate a story. And I got other cards that go on top of these cards, so bear with me. For some reason, this method resonates with me, and I could not tell you why. It is what it is. All right, I'm going to start flipping these over for the beginning. This is the narrative. I'm going to call this the beginning narrative of the story. And I want to say this today's reading is something that does not necessarily resonate with everybody. It's fine because this is for multiple people, folks. Multiple people. So take it as it is. And oh my God, there's nipples in this one. I gotta go put that on. I seen a reader do that. I know I'm 18 and older, but they say that your stream could be taken down, a couple of the readers. So I'm mindful of YouTube rules. And I was, at first, when I started, I was a rebel over here. And sometimes I didn't follow rules like I was supposed to. I'm sorry, YouTube. But I do now. So, anyways, the beginning of this story. And I'm going to open up the poem here. Here we go. All right. This, I want to say, is the path of external destruction. This reading is with the poem, but I'm explaining the poem, I guess, in the reading itself. So that's where we're at. All right, this external destruction of a lost soul. And there's many lost souls this is referring to. It is. And my ancestors are giving everybody guidance also. Because, I was a lost soul not too long ago. I was one of you guys. I was lost too, but and they came and my ancestors healed me. And I want you guys to be healed too. Because it's kind of sad when someone leaves you and takes no accountability and you're left in internal suffering. And there's no one around and nobody gives a damn. It's a sad place to be in your life, I guess. But this story unfolds with the Five of Cups in reverse. And I'm not going to focus so much on what this means, what this cup means, what this card and that card means. I'm just going to lay down the story. And then we'll get into the cards as I got 3 more decks for over here. This is just the narrative of the story. Because, I mean, some of you guys, you're not interested in reading tarot cards. I get it. And if you are, I know Tarotverse, I listen to him because he's a very good live streamer when it comes to readings. And I think he mentioned in one of his streams that he has, I am a member because he's someone good to learn from. And he could show you how kind of he does his readings and the meanings of cards and stuff. He's very good at that. And that's where his talent lies. Mine is kind of just a different abstract way of doing things. I like to just help people. But this 5 of Cups here, what I get from this 5 of Cups, there's a man here. See, now that there's no nudity in this card, I'll show you. This is in reverse. So, that's how it came out. He is walking away from 3 cups, if you notice, that dropped. And he's looking at these 3 cups, but he has 2 behind him. And there's many divinity meetings, but the spirits tell me this was a man that left the past behind. Or woman. There's women and men. I am getting clarifications. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and clear the energy of this room also. Alright, I'm clearing the energy of the room, folks. This clears out bad things. And it gives you guys, this is an ancient, this is from Malaysia. It's a spiritual bell. And the spiritual bell will clear away dark entities and everything. And my ancestors are not dark entities, so I ring my bell. That's how I ring my bell. I don't know. I'm in a funny mood today. But anyways, there's many men and women. And this is of multiple people. I will say this again. They acted recklessly. And they, under impulsive decisions, spilled away their past and walked away. And then they have 2 cups there. 2 cups to me are attachments. They filled their cups with mistrust. That's what I'm picking up intuitively. That's what my mom is telling me. That's what my dad's telling me. That's what my grandmother's telling me, because they're all dead. I'm the only one alive except for my 2 sons. Everybody in my family immediately died. So my family's all dead, so they're all here. So I guess it's cheaper for housing. Laugh out loud. But anyways, they literally spilled away love and trust, and there's these 2 cups here, and those are karmic attachments. And the thing, I guess, we're gonna put this down now. The thing with karmic attachments, when you wronged people unjustly, the thing is we're all attached to the universe and the energies to the universe. And it's okay to break up with somebody. It's okay to walk away and say, I don't want to be your friend. It's okay if a family's being toxic to you and you say, you know what, we can't go on in this dynamic. That is all okay, but there's a certain way to go about it. Because everybody is in touch with God and the Spirit. They absolutely are. We are all one with God and the Spirit. So even if somebody is being really horrible and shitty to you, you got to remember they're still in touch with God and the Spirit. So if they're still in touch with God and the Spirit, respect that. Because, I mean, it's not you to judge. And it even says in the Bible, it definitely says in the Bible, and a lot of wise people says, don't judge unless you want to be judged. If you don't want to be judged, don't judge others. So I don't judge anybody. Someone could go out there doing these horrible things like murder and all this, but I don't judge them because it's not up to me to judge. It's up to the spirits, the people that created us, to judge that. I'm not judgment. So if somebody comes in and tells me a lot of horrible things, I'm just going to say, I'll pray for you. That's it. Because that's my role, to deliver messages, and if I have to, pray for somebody. Because then I guess, that's just how we are. So, but anyway, anywho, these people, men and women, they made impulsive decisions. And a lot of people got hurt. And sometimes, when you leave a family behind, there was unfinished business, such as maybe child support for some of you is coming to my head. And I don't know, there was money issues where they had to seek help because they took all their little money and left you broke to go shopping and get impulsive things, to be bougie. Because bouginess and overindulgence isn't good, because we're supposed to be protecting our family. That's it. And your obligations. And that's what we're supposed to be doing. So, all right. I got another reverse card. Lovely. Anyways, this is the Eight of Pentacles. And I'm not getting into the meaning of all these cards. My ancestors are telling me the story behind the card. That's it. And I have other cards, and then I got a book with my new deck I got three more, 1, 2, 3, 4 more decks for readings on top of readings. Anyways, then we got the Eight of Pentacles, and you see the guy's working hard, he's getting money. This was in reverse. For a lot of you, a lot of this was over greed. So with this card in reverse, there was a lot of greed. This was not meant for helping a family situation at all. It left a lot of families where the spirit world had to find ways for the victims to get money, to support children, to put things right before they can even get karma. So, and this is what makes, I guess, people's karma worse. If what you do puts other people in jeopardy or creates chaos for the innocent of any kind, that's when karma's debt gets a little bit, I don't know, larger. The more circumstances you put upon another for your own self-gratifications, is the larger the karmic debt. So, I'm just letting you guys know. This is for men and women. This is several people in the collective. There's a lot of darkness that surround us. Then we got Ace of Pentacles, and this is not in reverse. Okay. And to me, there is the Star of David. What's kind of thrown out, and there's a pathway. And the Star of David, to me, with the hand right there, I feel this is the hand of God holding up the Star of David, which is divinely is peace and balance. And then there's a pathway. people that were put in imbalance, they get extended with the Star of David, and this is protection. And my ancestors are telling me this is what comes first. When somebody does something that takes away or upsets or puts a ripple in the universe, their first mission is to protect the innocent, and I guess the rest kind of ends up, I guess, going away. They get the bad guys last. Whoever caused it, they get theirs next. But they secure the innocent, and then when all the innocent are secured, that's when anybody that did any dark act gets taken down. That's what my ancestors are telling me. So if you are on the bad side of somebody's horrible karma, now even or just the bad side of any of these wicked paths, just I guess have faith that God has your back, because he's going to secure you first before he worries about who did the damage. That's how God does. He deals with damage control. And then after that, after the damage control, that's it. And then the next one, I gotta cover this up with my fingers because there's nipples and nakedness here. But this is the star, and it's right next to the Star of David. And I'm gonna cover it up with this because these kind of coincide together. Okay, this lady, we're gonna cover up her naked body. Okay, and they're both stars, friends. They're both stars. And there's these cups. She's pouring into the water. She's naked. I can't show a lot of this, but yeah, she's pouring into the water. And I feel this story kind of goes together, honestly, because you got God's hand coming out and a star. So to all the victims of this situation where somebody poured out your blessings, God is guiding you towards this path, the path to enlightenment. And I strongly suggest to take this path, because this path of enlightenment is meant to protect you. And stay humble, because a lot of times God does not like when I don't know, when people he's trying to protect are hurt, when he helps everybody. And then the Ace of Cups in reverse. Now usually Ace of Cups is communication and such like that. It's in reverse. So these bad energies was blocked. This horrible thing happened to you here, and then it was blocked right after the star came, and then there was a blockage. Even if you didn't block this person or stop communication, in an effort to protect you, the divine closed it. They might have broke their phone or whatever, but there was signs that was sent out to you to make sure they didn't get a hold of you. And that's okay, because if someone does this kind of activity, you need to heal, because it's going to hurt like hell, but you got to heal and believe that there's better things. I guess that's what my mom is telling me. Then there's the Seven of Swords in reverse. All right, this guy, here it was in reverse, but he's picking up his swords and looking back, almost like in a defensive position. So this, and it's in reverse. And it was, so this means it's not self-defense. If it was self-defense and there were 7 swords in there and they were running that, it could be self-defense, but it wasn't. It was in reverse. This was willful. They picked up these swords and ran away, so you couldn't, ran away from obligation, pretty much, because they were not in any harm's way. Then there's the 2 of Wands. All right, I'm going to show you here. There's 2 wands here. And to me, my ancestors are saying this kind, and there's a world right here. There's like a little world thing. It kind of represents to me duality. The duality of just everything, like the yin and the yang. And together, upright, this is balance. A form of balance. This, imbalance. So they took a perfectly decent situation they could have done in a different way and made it imbalanced. Groups of people, groups. And if we're talking worldwide, thousands. And the second narrative is here, where the story begins and ends. And I have, like, this is going to be such a long reading. It's going to be crazy. It's going to blow your mind, okay? Okay, now I finally found glasses where I could see my cards better. I'm gonna be going to the eye doctor soon. Try to get a better pair of glasses that I can see out of better. But it is what it is. I don't care. I'm not big on where I gotta be all fancy all the time. I'm very humbled. I don't have an ego, folks. My ego death came when I was like 10. So I'm gonna grab my coffee over here too. Yeah, my ego death was gone at 10 years old. My parents did not tolerate anybody that had an ego. My dad, if you had an ego, he'd knock your ego down in 5 seconds or less. So this is how I grew up. All right, now we got Page of Swords. And I'm going to put this one up. This is just a man looking, and he's just like looking, he's like in the shadows looking. And this was in reverse, folks, so whatever divine meaning comes to me and my ancestors, the opposite is what was their intention. That's kind of how my mind works. So, to me, this man is looking back and looking for safety. And this is storms of people that have done bad things. But in reverse, it's, I want to say, looking out this window, it's just groups of people looking for refuge from ill doings. And they're kind of putting on wolf in sheep's clothing, from what I'm gathering. So there's a lot of people going around saying, hey, I didn't really mean to do that, yada, yada, yada. Like they say on Seinfeld. All right, and then I got strength. And I'll show you. Strength is just here. It's just energy scooping up. To me, this is like a lot of things rising to the surface, and it's going to require strength to get through whatever this is going on. So if you're going through this, keep your strength, because the divine is with you. It is. And then we got Ace of Swords. All right. And this was backwards for me, but I'm going to show you in the upwards, okay? Alright, this was in the backward. This is upside down. To me, the Ace of Swords does mean communication, but the way I'm seeing it and interpreting this card, I see a sword that's being pulled out for survival, a soul survival. This is a sort of protection, what I am doing. And it makes a lot of sense because look, you got strength and a sword. That's big. So get your swords out, folks, because you may have to protect yourself against false prophets and false news. You may have to. All right. I got the moon. Thank God it's not in reverse. All right. I got the moon here, and you can see how there. And the way the moon is, there's several cycles in the moon here. Several cycles, and it's circling itself in like a roundabout fashion, and it reminds me of an infinity. And what's coming to me is infinite reflection. So if you need to reflect on anything from your past, which would be your shadow self, do it now, because the storm that's coming towards you is not pretty. Oh, it's not pretty. Then we got 5 of Wands. And like I said, I'm not getting into these cards because I am not meant to be a teacher of tarot. Not meant to be here. I'm just learning all these different decks myself. But here it is. To me, my ancestors that are surrounding me are telling me it's chaos. It's the start of attack of the soul. That's what this is. And my ancestors are telling me to tell you guys to reflect upon the moon. Put up your swords, protect yourself. And they're also telling me don't be afraid to be alone. Do not seek other people in this period. If you seek other people, it will be false people. So that is one message that's coming very clear through. Stay to yourself, take your obligations, keep humble, and you won't be at the receiving end of any of this. All right, then we got King of Cups. This was also in reverse. But I'm going to put this card up to you too. Now this here is just a man walking in the shadows. And he's a king in his own right. If whatever energy you want to vibrate for, fairy, dragon, I don't know, whatever. But he's a king in his own right, but it was in reverse. Crown was revert. They were decrowned. The divine said, enough is enough. You're not a king no more. So it started a spiritual war here. If they can't be the king, they're going to crown themselves. That's what my ancestors are telling me. And then we got the 5 of Cups. And these, I like to call these my shadow cards, as I can get a good insight on what you guys are all going through. Then we got, I'm going to show the card up here. See how the skeleton is kind of climbing around? This is, to me, the meaning, the meaning card does not matter. The story, what my ancestors are telling me is the only one that matters because I'm not qualified to be a teacher. But anyways, to me, my ancestors are telling me it's a man that's depleted. And depleted in such a way he became a skeleton, reaching out, trying to reach out from the darkness as the cups fell. and they're trying to climb the stairs of deceit in a deceitful way. Because look how they're climbing. So, like I said, beware of false people that are coming towards you. I'm going to keep the star here with this lovely lady, and it's a men and women. And I'm putting this here, and I think it's kind of significant because it's saying protect your energy, and this is a protective stone that's energetically charged. So I'm gonna leave it there to give you extra protection for this reading. All right, now we got for the second narrative of the story, the Six of Pentacles, and this shows to me. This shows an imbalance and just things like this person's begging. Well, no, wait a minute. This is balance because these little things right here, little saucer things, the balance thing. One with the pentacles are lower and one's higher. To me, it is an imbalance because all of the coins are going one way, and then there's this man in the background that obviously needs a coin, and looking like he probably needs it, and he doesn't even get one. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So instead of having 3 one way and 3 another, one person got more than the other. But like I said, this was in reverse. So this means balance is being restored. People were giving money and giving their energy in the wrong places. And this talks about energy being restored. So if something was taken from you, it is going to be restored. It's just, you have to give things time. So it was being given to the wrong places. All right, and then we got the Tower. Oh my God, I love the Tower card. And 16 is on here, but I don't know if that number resonates with you guys. It could be somebody's birthday or I don't know, anything. But the Tower's in reverse, folks. Which is good. A tower is just the closing of a doorway for a lesson. Things got so toxic that God literally said, shut the front door. I gotta get in there. Don't let them. No entry allowed. This is what happened. So there was a tower, yes, and it was meant for the star, but God put it in reverse. And I don't know. Let's do another bell ring. Thank you, spirits, for putting the tower in reverse. That's a blessing to get your tower in reverse. Then you got 3 of Swords. This is not in reverse. It's not in reverse. This was actually upright. And this is heartbreak and betrayal. That's what it is. 3 swords were stuck in your heart. Not just 1, 3. And if you look, the way this deck is, 1 sword isn't in there. It's just like on the outside, like it's playing with you. And the other two is firmly in there, but the third one, it's almost like, to me, it's a form of blackmail. I feel some of you guys were blackmailed. To me, blackmail, obviously cheating, sexual deviation, all of the above, but the 1 sword not being in the heart means you were still useful to them. That's resonating out right away. Then we got 4 of Swords. All right. And it's an upright. Now, Four of Swords, there's a man here. He's laying down and the swords are hovering. So, to me, this represents four towers. Four towers that from karma itself is just popping in my head. Karma could give you towers also. You can get a karma from people. You can get a tower from karma itself. And if you've got and if a situation gets bad enough, you can get it from karma itself, a tower, and you're not getting out of that karma because nobody's above karma. Nobody. Because God Himself controls karma. And the universe itself and all the highest entities control karma. So who are we to judge? Don't judge unless you want to be judged. Don't do it. Anyways, then we got next the Six of Swords in this story before we get into the reading. And you see them going on a boat, going away. And they're not looking back. And there's a storm behind them. People had to leave. And they had to bring weapons to protect themselves. You know, spiritual warfare is going on here, folks. It's here in the reading. You had to take it. You had to take your belongings. You had to leave. Some people had to leave wherever they were at, and they had to go to safer ground because this is what the divine did for you. The divine literally sat there and said, you must evacuate so we can give justice. That's what happened. Then we got the Empress. Alright, this was in reverse, but I'm going to show you here. The number 3's on here. 3 is divinity, a divine number. It's 3 and 1 is the same. It's a trinity. But here we go. Here's the Empress with the 3. And the thing here is she's looking kind of sad. And everything looks desolate, like she's waiting for... and she's sitting on a chair. Yes, the chair. She's sitting on a chair thinking and looking at mountains and stuff, and there she is, just sitting there. And it's 3. But this was in reverse. This here is a false Empress. It could be a third party for some of you guys, or just maybe a female, or just a female energy. You could be a man and have Empress energy. We all have masculine and feminine energy. We do. Every single person has this energy. I have masculine, feminine energy. I mean, we all do. We were born with it. But the softer side of this situation was in reverse. So, as the door closed for that tower to protect the innocent, that energy, the king, that masculine energy that decided to crown themselves because they were dethroned, got put in isolation. The king got put in isolation. And this could be a man or woman. Man or woman. Energy doesn't have gender. It does not. So I'm just letting you know with all the new things in the world going on with that. Then there's 8 of Swords. And this is in reverse. And I'm going to let you see this one here. Alright, to me, this is the Star. This is somebody that was innocent and a chosen from God. That was put on this earth that was doing good things. And they're surrounded and blindfolded. They're being held hostage by unclean spirits. But they're still holding a sword. So, but like I said, this was in reverse. You're not holding your sword. You're just sitting in bondage without any protection. Get protection, folks. And all you got to do, call out to the, if you pray, pray. It doesn't, do something. Whatever you need to get closer to the divine, do it. If it's church or whatever, call out to the divine and get your sword. Some people lost their swords because they went back to whatever bad situation. And my ancestors are saying if you lost your sword, get it back, or you're going to fall in the wreckage with the person that you're trying to save. That's what the message I got. So take it as it resonates, folks. And then here comes the nitty gritty. Here's the bad guys right here. I call these the villains. The villains in the story. Yes, here's our villains. This is all the good people. This was the war before the war. They were taking hostages, the dark, lower level entities. They took hostages, folks. The hostages were being taken, and they got their fill. All right. And then we got the Four Swords. All right. Now this is where the divine these are the people they're trying to get. And this is, like I said, Four Swords. Four Swords. Here's a lady come out of a coffin. She's obviously a vampire. So we're going to call these people energy suckers. And there's only 3 swords, but it says 4 swords. One's on the ground. Looking at this card, I see a person that literally the divine was trying to protect against all of this, and they were still able to open their coffin, and they're going to grab that sword, and they're coming. This is where karma comes once they get everybody to safety. Now the real war begins. Now it begins. Because the dark people, they come with preparation. Oh, yes, they do. Don't think they don't. They are very stealthy. These are what dark entities do. And then we got Page of Cups. It does mean communication. Jack in Box. You see this here? This is bad news. Unexpected news that brings bad events. If you say you're getting some news and it seems too good to be true, don't take it. The bad guys are coming out of the coffin. Oh, yes, they are. All right, then we have the 6 of Wands. And this is in reverse, folks. Thank God this is in reverse, because we got, it's a dark place. It's a carnival. They're on this horse. You see the girl, she's dead. She don't have a soul. She's soulless, and she's sitting on there. But it's in reverse. She's trying to get to somebody, but she can't. These are the players in the field. These are the predators. This is the prey. These are the predators. These are the spiritual predators, and these are the predators, and this is the prey. So, protect yourselves. All right. This person has been blocked, but it doesn't mean they can't be unblocked. This unclean. We'll go to the next dark card. Ace of Wands. And I will show you. Someone, and it's a dark hand lighting a candle, but it was in reverse. Now, to me, this card means somebody's trying that once held a flame to you is reigniting your flame, because they see the hands of misfortune getting to them. But they're going to take your fortune. They're going to take your strength, your energy, your space, and leave you the way they're left. And they're hoping you take the trap. That's why it's in reverse. because the universe already put them in a timeout for a reason. And with you going around, and I know you're doing it, I feel your energy. Oh God, I feel it. You're over there crying just like I did. And this happened to me. Thank God my ancestors put a stop to it, but they're feeling it. You know, you're crying and you're saying, I think I want to go back with you. I'm so sorry, yada yada. It'll reverse onto you what was done to them. And you will have no depleted energy. You will have depleted financial strain. And this goes for several people, maybe several thousand, or whoever ever sees this video. And then we got the magician. Okay, this is not in reverse, so this entity is still out there rolling. And then to me, I'm going to show this to you. This is a predator right here. This is an alchemist. And not a good alchemist. This is a dark alchemist. He takes people's good energy and turns it toxic. Turns people against each other. Takes their energy and makes it for their own deceitful ways. This is what the magician does, but if it was in reverse, it's taken using bad for good, but he's using good for bad. Alchemists are neither good nor bad, but this alchemist is a bad one. Beware the alchemist. Don't give your energy out. Don't let people guard it. Guard your spiritual energy. Guard your eternal spark. All right, then we got the Six of Pentacles, but we got the Devil here. And this is not in reverse. So, Pentacles do mean money. Yes, and it means greed also. And abundance. It's just abundance. Anything you would, whatever you would think of as abundance, that is what this card says to me. And it's not good. It's abundance sought from deceit. So if you have any kind of abundance and you feel you're around unclean energy, watch your finances. That there is someone that's going to take it. And this is in reverse too, thank God. Because when we're talking about the predators, we want them in reverse. We don't want them upright because it means they haven't been overturned yet. Over here, we want them upside down sometimes with a reading like this. But here, we want them reversed. You don't want to be safe. You don't want your kids around these kind of people. But we got the Five of Pentacles? Oh, another one. Oh, God. Okay. Okay, here, I will show you this card. It's another dark card for the predators. This is in reverse, so this is an offering from the innocent, somebody that stole money. This means somebody stole money. And Pentacles this is literally leading to some kind of, to some people that come across this reading, it could be property. It could be money itself. For some of you, it may be a property, some of you, but property and money is the same damn thing. So this is where money was taken was given back. So if you lost it, if you got close to losing something and you realized it was, that's why. You know, God's still working in your favor because there's free will. These predators are allowed to do whatever they want, but they don't escape karma. But they do have free will. You got to understand. Then we got the Two of Wands. All right. This is another predator, but this was in reverse also. And I'm going to show you that card. See how he's like kind of like a devil type thing? To me, this is a false devil because the real devil, that dark energy, when that hits you, it's hard. I've seen it. And when that energy hits you, it's like, OMG, go get backup. This is more like one of the devil energies. I want to say one of their generals or whatever in the War of the Innocent. I want to say this is a general. To me, a general's coming up because yes, they usually do have black eyes, but sometimes their eyes are white. And white eyes can mean soulless also. If you see, like, if you're intuitive and you see somebody with all white eyes, sometimes it means soulless creatures. But this person's been put in their place, it's in reverse. You don't have to worry about somebody that was soulless that was around you. That was put to rest. This one was not so much. All right, now we got Five of Cups. And this was not put in reverse. To me, this talks about somebody that fed off the energy of three innocent and two cups are remaining. So there was a group of people that this person was around and they're an energy vampire. Look, see? They suck the energy out of three people, but two remain. So there's still a player out there. Watch out. Watch out. And this one's not in reverse either. Oh no. Not every, I mean, we got the, is that five? One, two, yeah, Five of Swords. Okay. We got Five of Swords and a dark eagle. And yes, eagles can be dark and they can be light. The energy sometimes not, depends on the energy. So, but here, that's a delivery. And this was in the upright. And sometimes these spiritual animals, they give help to the dark armies. They give help to them. I call them dark armies because they never work alone. These dark entities are always surrounded, and it's crazy. I see it all the time. I go to dark places when I sleep and I see them. And to me, I just swoop through and whoop whoop, gone. And if I have to, I fight. I usually win because I've elevated myself and that's it. But some people aren't that strong. But yeah, this Dark Eagle's delivering more ammunition for people to get more sacrifices. These are sacrificial things, so they want to. This means 5 more sacrifices need to be taken. So it means that 2 was already laid on the ground for 2 more sacrifices. This is some priest energy right here, because these 2 are on the ground ready. All these guys found 2 sacrifices, but 3 remain. That's what that means. But now that we got everything that resonates, I'm going to drink my coffee here. I like my coffee. I got me some hazelnut. I have a crazy dreamscape, my friends. Crazy. Whew, crazy. Alright, now I'm going to do just general. I'm going to start this reading now. Sometimes you got to get the landscape of the shadows. I'm more of a shadow reader because I see shadows. I really don't see external circumstances. I see what's going on behind the scenes more so than above the scenes. That's why I binge watch all these readers that are able to see external circumstances. I stay behind the scenes. I'm seeing the predators before they get there. This is my dreamscapes. And sometimes when I come across them in real life, I do see white eyes or black eyes. This is just what I am. I'm just a shadow reader, folks. So, Chong the dog, the shadow reader. And here, oh my God. I am so glad that didn't show. My dog literally is sleeping with his legs up. And I don't want his junk showing. So, I'm gonna cover it with a pillow. I hope it didn't show. But anyways, I don't think it did because I was moving a monkey around this way. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get a reading on this to give you guys suggestions, what's going on in your life, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we're going to go 1, 2, and 3, and 4. I'm going to go with our Arcanias here. Happy Arcanias. Yes. All right. Now, I got for you guys, for the external, that was what was going on in shadow. There's a lot going on in the shadow for this reading. But we got the High Priestess. And this talks about repression of intuition, blocked psychic powers, fertility issues for some of you guys, missed or wasted opportunities. This, like I said, explaining the shadow side explains a lot why this card came. If you're experiencing any of these, look to what's going on around you, and you will know your answer. Then we got 6 of Wands. All right. This talks about, and this in reverse also, this is failure, lack of recognition, losing disadvantage, being haunted, ill will, pack mentality, and treachery. So if you're afraid of being alone, you're going to be at a disadvantage with the lack of recognition and everything else. Be on the advantage, folks, because there's something going on around you that you're not aware of, and you're being naive, and it may end up hurting you, because if you choose to not listen to the signs, you will be caught in the storm of deceit. And this is true facts. True facts, cannot lie about it, cannot lie about it. Then we got the King of Pentacles. Adept, reliable, supportive, steady. And this is in the upright, thank God. Wealthy, successful, ambitious, confident, disciplined, resourceful. All right, this says here, King of Pentacles is a card of stability and security, representing a strong and reliable leader who knows how to manage wealth and achieve success through hard work and common sense. This is your savior. I feel these could be a husband or maybe somebody older and wise in your life. It could be female or male that's trying to gear you towards the right path. If there's anybody like a King of Pentacles in your life, don't dismiss what they're saying, because it may not work to your advantage with all this stuff going on in the shadows. Then you also got the 8 of Swords in reverse. And this talks about release, freedom, new perspective, open-mindedness, inner critic, understanding, and optimism. You got to release things. If this King of Pentacles over here, this male or female energy is telling you to release some people, and you feel safe around them, and you don't feel weird, and you don't have all these red flags going, release them people. Because it's going to lead to some badass karma. Badass karma. Oh boy. Alright, I got Witch's Oracle cards, which I'm so excited. I'm going to be getting to them soon. Oh boy, I'm so excited about that one. Woo! I want to get to that. Okay, let's get some oracle cards out here. These are your suggestions. The universe gives you to give you some whatever you got to do and some things you could do to help and how your path is going. Okay, I'm gonna do fours because this is probably gonna be almost a 2 hour reading. Because I'm reading for multiple people, multiple. So not every one of these are for you, or maybe there's a couple for you. I don't know. It could be. I mean, it is what it is. It could be for you. It could not be. I got New Moon in Taurus for a suggestion, and this talks about prosperity lying ahead for some of you. Then I got South Node. Some of you are letting as this talks about not letting your past hold you back. Some of you are just living in the past. The past is dead. It's like a funeral. Whatever happened cannot be resurrected. It can't. The past is the past. You gotta make peace with it. Yeah. Pretend you're going to a funeral. That's all. That's how South Node. I just take them and say, I'll grieve you. I'll say, if somebody's being real nasty, walks out on you, say, you know what? And just work on your shadow work and say, I will grieve you and wish them the best. Pretend and if you're in a lot of pain like I did, tell yourself, just pretend you went to the funeral, you had a good meal, and you buried the best part of that self of your other person. It could be your counterpart or your best friend. Grieve them. You can. Grieving is a process that is natural. Natural. Say, if it's your husband, say, just straight up tell him, I'll grieve you. Even tell him you love them, but you're going to grieve them. Even though they're not technically dying, but a part of them's dying. The part that was connected to you is dying if they're walking out that door and abandoning you. And you gotta embrace their new self and love a whole new person if they come back. So if you think of it in that perspective, it'll be a lot easier for you. For me, with my counterpart, I just pretended I went to a beautiful funeral. It was wonderful. It was a summer day. We had a good meal and we were crying and we shared good memories and then it was done. And I was able to move on better that way. But that's my method. But you guys got to find a way because the past is dead. Dwelling in the past is going to bring you more heartbreak and you're never going to get out of a stagnant cycle. Then you got a new moon in Aries for some of you guys. This talks about it's time to take action. So maybe you got to protect your finances here. I'm hearing some of you got financial problems. Protect those damn finances. Make sure you know where your money's going. Make sure your money's going to the right place to give you and your family some kind of stability to weather the storm. Because it's in jeopardy, or the card would not be here. And then some of you guys got avoid a course moon. This talks about nothing coming out of the situation that you're trying to resurrect. Like I said, mourn it. Pretend you went to a funeral and kill those feelings off and you'll be better off. And then I got these. I like my happy animal cards. We love them. Okay, where are we at? Okay, here. Like I said, I have several decks here. I use these other decks for illustrations with the shadow, how they want to describe what's going on in the inner storms. In the other realms around you, how the push and pull's going. The push and pull's always different. That's why you gotta look. Tick-tock, pick, push and pull. You got to sometimes look at the bigger picture, guys. All right. We got, oh God. Some of you got the death card. Death card means end of a cycle, end of whatever thinking you got. Some of your people are not coming back. And if they do, they're not coming back the right way. They're coming back just to do it all over again. That's what I'm getting from that death card. So, and like I said, there's a Star of David on there. So, you got to have acceptance, friends. Have acceptance of what was once gone. And if you got to take time to cry, you got to take time to do whatever you need to do it. Do it. Because your situation is never, ever coming back. And when it does, it's going to be in the worst dynamic, and you're going to die along with that situation in financial ruins or whatever. All right, some of you got mystery with little two black cats here. I love that one. This means mystery. You're not sure. It's a mystery. You got the two black cats looking at each other, wondering what happened. To this, I'm picking up because you got a half moon down here, and you got a trinity. Two people come together, wondering what went on. To me, and their tails, and you got the Star of David right there, and the moon going down. Two people come together from a bunch of chaos, and all the chaos for some of you is bringing two people together that never thought they'd find each other. And I'm senses it's not your other person. It could be somebody that just comes to your aid, and you go, and they just have it. And with all this confusion, you get led into the arms of another person. Some of you find a whole other person through this and form a trinity of the divine. That's what I'm getting. Good for you. I am so happy for you. And then we got the crab with care. All right. Now care. We got in here, and if you look at it, it says 6 and 9. Those are divine numbers. So, 666 and then 9s are all, and if you split them up, it's a trinity. It's the numbers of Trinity. And when you talk care, trinities could go either way. They can go dark, they can go light. So take care of the things around you, because they can go dark or they can go light. 9 would be the dark trinity. 6 would be the trinity of the light. So you got two trinities going on there. So be careful. Be very careful. And care about yourself to protect yourself. That's what I'm getting from that card. Then we got intention. I will show you that one. And it doesn't matter if these are upside down or not. They're moon cards, okay? But anyways, on this card, there's the sun. And you got this... You got the jellyfish covering up the sun. And to me, somebody's trying to dull your light, smother you, something like that. Watch for the person that's trying to take your light. And watch for the people that are trying to restore your light. Though that will be your true tribe, people. That will be your true tribe. Look for your tribe. Don't be stuck in other people's tribes, because when you're the odd man out, you're always the one that's thrown to the curb. If you want to get thrown to the curb, be my guest. Be my guest. But who wants to be thrown to the curb? I don't want to be thrown to the curb. Me and Chong don't want to be. We're a team, me and Chong. And my family. You know, my grandson Lance, I've had in videos. We a tribe. We're not going to be thrown aside. I vibe with my tribe. No one's touching mine. I watch everyone's intentions. No one's touching the things I love. Don't let anybody take anything from you that you love, because they will treat it something you love badly. Do you want to sit there and have things you love treated badly? Of course you don't. Of course you don't. I mean, come on. All right, now I'm gonna get some more moon cards. I don't know, these were kind of pricey. These the witch green oracle deck, but my God, I had to have it. I had to. I had to. It was just so nice, and I had a little extra money because I save my money. I do. I figure, you know, I'm doing pretty decent now over here compared to what I was. So why not treat myself a little bit? So, all right, I gotta read the book here because it has different kinds of stuff here. Because I just put 4 out because I already been on here like 1 hour and 20 minutes. So I'm gonna do these 4 cards, and then I'm taking my Chongy poo outside after this. Because, you know, my mother, obviously she's passed away now, but she is a witch, which means I have witch blood. So, to me, I vibe with this, so it doesn't even matter to me. Alright, we got the broom. Okay, well, it has here. I'm going to read from you from the witch book because it does say on here what the meanings are. But we got the broom for another one of your things here. And this means, and it's on the card also, it means energy, cleaning, freshening. And I'm going to read to you the reflection and the card meaning to you because I feel with this kind of deck, I think that you guys need more insight. You guys got a lot going on here. You really do. All right. The card meaning, the broom card reminds you to clear away any outdated and stale energy in your life. That is leaving you feeling stuck. It is time to brush away musty emotions and patterns on a practical level. A broom clears away physical crumbs, dirt, and dust, which allows you a tidy space so energy can flows more smoothly without any debris in your way. Your mind and magic will function more efficiently. With intention, use the broom to stir up stale energy, sweep away negative or unsupportive energy, and create a space that is ready for your individual needs. You can do this physically with an actual broom and a quick cleansing of your magical space, or mentally by envisioning what doesn't serve you being swept away. And the reflection on this, these are nice cards. I think I'm going to use this in every deck. The reflection is what areas of your life need to be straightened up, dusted off, and refreshed. That's the reflection. I guess ask yourself that because these 4 cards came up in this reading. So if somebody got some cleaning to do that cleaning. Find out what doesn't serve you and say bye-bye. I've been doing that every day. It's kind of fun. I know I shouldn't say that. It is fun. Cleaning out your house, your mind, it gives you more clarity. More clarity. I wish they had the page numbers to this on it. It would make my life easier. Shamil. If I get any of these here, I'm just going to read them when I find them. Hearth. Okay, here's Hearth. Alright, it doesn't matter what order these are in. I just found Hearth, so we're just going to do Hearth right here. All right, hearth is safety, comfort, and spiritual connection. I'm going to read you the hearth because I feel that you guys, you need more, you need more guidance. So let's see what the witch's guidance gives us here. The hearth is the spiritual heart of your home, symbolizing the presence of spirit. A physical hearth provides light, warmth, and a way to prepare nourishment. The spiritual hearth represents the spiritual nature of the home, the essence of what makes it a place of rest, rejuvenation, and comfort. The location of spiritual hearth is unimportant, as is whatever you might use or recognize as its physical representation. It may be a feeling, a meditation, a blanket. Hearth also symbolizes connection with those you consider family as well as spirit. This card suggests that you look into those relationships and do what is necessary to reinforce them. Renew your connection to your hearth to keep the communication with spirit in your home vibrant. The reflection suggestion is, in what way does your connection to spirit need attention? That's what, in this reading, that's what they want you to reflect upon and take note with. And if you have to, you can rewind this because I just literally read you the book. Because these are what you're, so this is your homework from this reading. I mean, you can listen to stuff all day, but do your homework. I mean, just think of this as school. I mean, it is what it is, but think of it as school. Because that's what it is, you know? We're learning to do our inner selves. Okay, here's Rosemary. I found that page, so we're going to leave that here. I haven't found Summer yet. All right, your other homework for this, we're going to go with homework. All right, your other homework to figure out what's going on in your inner turmoil here. This means remembrance, loyalty, and faithfulness. That's what this card means, Rosemary. All right. And its card meaning is rosemary is a aromatic herb closely associated with loyalty, devotion, and remembrance of the dead. The sharp, piney smell is clean, helping to clear away confusion and uncertainty. Rosemary's needles grow on woody stems, a strong core that is not easily broken. The Rosemary card tells you to be faithful to what you hold sacred in your life, whether that is your values, beliefs, people, or whatever you feel passionate about. Remember these things and honor them. Keep them in your mind when making choices. Don't let the world sway you from your ideals. And the reflection upon that you should be asking yourself when this card comes up in a reading is, what do you hold sacred in your life? What do you hold sacred in your life? I don't know what you hold sacred in your life. Nor do I want to go in people's brains and find that out, because it's not my business what's sacred in your life. I got my own, we all got our own problems, I guess, in the world. So you got to find out what is yours, because we all got a different answer to everything. All right. And you also got summer. And this talks about expansion and growth. This is an exciting card for you guys. I'm so happy for you. And this talks about summer is bursting with energy. The sun is high, the weather is warmer, and the nights are shorter. Summer brings increased growth for all living things. But all this energy and unrestricted growth can get out of hand. Increased growth means increased intention is required to manage your projects, so you can ensure everything unfolds properly. This summer card means it's an optimal time for expansion. but it also tells you to keep an eye on the energy in your life so that they stay focused and productive. If you don't tend to your garden, it will become overgrown and scraggly. Some endeavors will fail as others overshadow them, like a vine strangling a beautiful plant. That's terrible, but I'm just talking about the plant being strangled in my head. I felt bad. I mean, I'm the person that just did. I've had 4 plants I haven't killed, but I don't do it on purpose, folks. I do it because I overwater. But these 4 plants I have been living for months. So, anyways, this is what you need to ask yourself with this summer card. What parts of your life can you expand to feel more fulfilled? That's maybe start journaling. Start journaling, be more positive, think about things that you think would be beneficial. I mean, that's not a bad thing to do. But all of this is not doom and gloom. I go on the shadow side and I do explain what's going behind the scenes because I feel that we don't think about what happens behind the scenes enough. We don't. And the reason that there's spiritual warfare and people are tired and people are this and that is because a lot of things that spirit that you can't, that if you're a person that doesn't have sight, that can't see, if you don't believe in it, it believes in you. I've been told that my entire life by my mother, by a lot of divine people. you know when she was alive, she told me, she tells me in death. And the thing is, you gotta expect the worst, and I mean prepare for the worst, and be happy, and try to prepare for the best. So expect the worst, prepare for the best. And these are very good suggestions in this witch deck. And I do think that somehow, I mean, if this resonates with you, it's a mystical animal that I dreamt about when all this happened with this war with these energy vampires. And it was an interesting dream, and it was, I don't know. It wasn't, I mean, to me, it wasn't scary, but like I said, it's something of divine meaning. Whatever you see in it is what you see, and I feel like you can see anything. Like I kind of see, it almost looks like a worm with an eye coming out of here too, but it could be like, I don't know, a tiny dragon too. It could be anything. And then you got these wings and the third eye. It's very interesting. But I have had a lot of fun with this reading, and I am going to end the reading, and I hope you guys have a great day. And if you have subscribed to me, thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the support I've been getting, because you guys are wonderful. I really do love you guys, and I am for humanity, and I'm hoping one day to try to promote the world to be a better place. Will I succeed? I don't know. But you know what? I'm going to die trying. I'm going to die trying for peace. I am. I'm trying to get my dog, my animal shelter going, because I love animals. I love nature. And I'm trying to promote happy healthiness for just, I don't know, just the better good. So try to be good for the better good, I guess what I'm saying. And take well, and I love all you guys. I do. And if you subscribe to me, thank you so much, because these are gonna, and I'll do another reading. I'm gonna try to do another reading later. I've had so much fun, and I'll try to see if I have another hour of peace. before my son comes over and do another one. And you guys are wonderful, and this is a timeless reading, so whenever it comes to you, it's meant to come to you. Remember that. I mean, I might have done it whenever I do it, but it doesn't mean it's not meant. Maybe it could be a future reading for you. You never know. Or you could do it and then something resonates in the future and you see it now and then you say, damn, that happened. You know? Or something in the reading clicked for you was like, oh, that's why that came up. I mean, sometimes I've listened to tarot card readers all day long and they help me. So I love you guys and I will talk to you later. I'm going to put away my cards and then I'll go yapping later to you guys. And I'll see you later.